Hi everyone, welcome to our channel Learn for Fun. Today we are back with a Sudoku with a difficulty rating of 5 star. So let's start with solving it. So we will start with this box. So let us see what all we can write in this particular box. So we have one out here in this line. We have another one in this line. So the one that is possible is only over here. Now let us look for 2. So 2 we can find in this column. We can find it 2 in this line also. So the only possible box where we can write 2 is over here. Now let us look at this box. Now where we will look at this line. Now you will find a 6 in this box, so we cannot write 6 over here. A 6 is there in this line, so 6 is not possible here also. A 6 is there in this line, so we cannot write 6 over here. So this 3 line we can eliminate. Now we have to look at these 2 lines. Now 6, because 6 is already here, we cannot write 6 over here. The only place where we can write 6 is over here. Now with this 6, let us see whether we can write 6 anywhere over in this box. Now since we have a 6 out here in this line, we cannot write 6 over here. We have a 6 in this line, so we cannot write 6 over here. Also a 6 is there in this line, so the only possible place where we can write 6 is over here, because all other place we have a 6. Now we can write 6 in this box also with this 6. Now a 6 is already there in this line, so we cannot write 6 anywhere in this 3 box. A 6 is already here, so we cannot write 6 over here. You can find 6 in this line. The 6 is there in this line, so the only place where we can write 6 is over here. Now let us look at this box where we have a 4 in this line, and we can also see a 4 in this line. So these 3 boxes can be eliminated. So the only left out box is this, where we can write a 4. Now let us look at this box. Since we have got a 4 out here, now cannot write 4 in this line. Neither a 4 can be written in this line, as we have a 4 here. A 4 we can see in this line also. So the only place where we can write 4 is over here. Now similarly we can look at this box, because we have a 4 out here in this line. We have a 4 out here in this line. A 4 is there here also in this. So only box where we can write 4 is over here. Now if we look at this line, we just have 3 boxes left. So we have to identify which are the 3 numbers that we can write over here. So we have 2 over here, 3, 4. So it is 1, 5 and 8. Now since we have 5 and 8 over here, we can write 1 over here. So 5 and 8 will be here. So we doesn't know the exact place right now, so we will leave it for the time being. Now if we again look at this box, we have 1 in this line, we have another 1 in this line, so the only place where we can write 1 is over here. Now with this one, let us try solving 1 for this box. So we have 1 in this line, the 1 is there also in this line, so we can see a 1 in this line also. So the only place where we can write 1 is over here. Now with this, we will try solving 1 out here. You can see a 1 over here, 1 is there in this line, so the only left out place where we can write 1 is over here. Now similarly, a 1 is there in this line, you can see a 1 in this line. When you look at vertically, we have 1 over here, a 1 is there also in this line, so the only left out box is this where we can write 1. Now we have 1 in almost all boxes, in all boxes. Now let us look at this box wherein we can find 4 in this column. If 4 is also there in this column, you can find a 4 in this row. So these 4 cell got eliminated. Now we can write 4 only over here. Now let us look at this column, this particular column, where we will find a 2 over here, so we cannot write 2 over here. A 2 is there in this row, so we cannot write a 2 over here. A 2 is also there in this row, so the only place where we can write 2 is over here. As 2 is over here, 2 we cannot write over here, 2 is also here, so the only place where we can write 2 is over here. Now when we look at this line, this particular row, we can see the missing numbers as 2, 3, 6, 8 and 9. I repeat, 2, 3, 6, 8 and 9 are the missing numbers in this line. So when we look at this box, we have a 6 and 8 over here, so we cannot write 6 and 8 over here. Similarly, we have a 6 and 8 in this column, so we cannot write 6 and 8 over here. So we can confirm 6 and 8, we can place 6 and 8 over here. So the left out numbers are 2, 3 and 9. Since we have confirmed 6 and 8 over here, the left out numbers are 2, 3 and 9. Now if you see in this column, we have a 9 out here. So the only place where we can write 9 over is 9 in this line is over here. Now since we have confirmed 9 over here, it can be anywhere. Now we can confirm that we cannot have 9 over here, since we already have a 9 in any of this place. So we cannot write 9 over here. Similarly, in this line, we cannot write 9 over here because we have a 9 out here. So the only left out place where we can write 9 is over here. Now with this 9, let us try solving 9 out over here. So since we have a 9 over here, we cannot write 9 anywhere in this line. Similarly, we have a 9 in this column, so we cannot write 9 over here. So these cells are eliminated, so the only place where we can write 9 is over here. Now with this 9, let's try solving 9 in this box. So here the missing numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 9 are the missing numbers. So since we have a 9 out here, we cannot write 9 over here, so 9 will be here, and 7, the left out 7 will find its place over here. Now earlier we have identified the place of 9 out here. So we cannot write 9 over here. 9 is also not possible out here. We cannot write 9 also over here. So the only place where we can write 9 is over here. Now if we look at this box, we can see a 9 over here, a 9 in this column. So the only place where we can write 9 is over here. Now let us look whether we can write 8, because we can find an 8 over here, 8 in this line. So we cannot write 8 anywhere here. So 8 will find its place over here. So the left out numbers are 3 and 5. So we can see a 5 out here. So we cannot write 5 over here. So 5 will find its place over here and 3 will find its place over here. Now if we look at this box, we just have two numbers, two box that has been left without numbers. So we just have to identify which are the missing numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 we have. So 7 and 8 are the missing numbers. So since we have 8 in this column, we cannot write 8 over here. So 8 will find its place over here. The only left out number is 7, which will find its place over here. Now if you look at this box, let's see whether we can write 3, because see, 3 is there in this column. You can find a 3 also in this line. So the only place where we can write 3 is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 and 8 are the missing numbers. Now if you look at this line, we have a 7 out here. So we cannot write 7 over here. So the only place where 7 will come is these two lines, these two boxes. So because we can confirm 7 over here, we won't be able to write 7 over here, and also 7 won't come here. So 7 will find its place over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 8 are the missing numbers. Now when we look at this box, we have 7 in this line, so we cannot write 7 over here. We have 7 in this column, so we cannot write 7 anywhere here. So the only left out place for 7 is this. Now if you look at this line, you will find only one number is missing. One box is empty, so we have to identify that number. So 1 we have, 2 we have, so we don't have 3. So 3 will find its place over here. Now again coming to this box, we have a 3 in this column, we have a 3 in this line. So the only place where we can write 3 is over here. Now with this 3, we will be able to solve 3 in this box, because we have a 3 in this line, we have a 3 in this row, the 3 is also there in this line. So only place where we can write 3 is over here. Now this is the only box where we don't have any 3. So this row already has a 3. Again this row has a 3. This column has a 3, and even this line has a 3. So the only place where we can write 3 is over here. Now when we look at this box, there's only 2 numbers that is missing. 2 and 9 are the missing numbers. So 9 we already have here. So the left out number is 2, and 9 will find its place over here. Now if you look at this row, we just have one number that is left, which is 5. Now with this 5, we can write 5 in this box. We have a 5 in this line, we have another 5 in this line. 5 already has in this line, so the only place where we can write 5 is over here. Now if you look at this row, there are only 2 missing numbers. The missing numbers are 2 and 7. So we already have a 2 out here, so we cannot write 2 over here. So only 7 will come out here, and 2 will find its place over here. Now when we look at this box, we cannot write 9 over here. 9 is also not possible in this column. So the only place where we will find is over here. Now we will see which are the missing numbers out here in this box. 1, 2, 3, 4 we have. 5, 7 and 8 are the missing numbers. So 5, 7 we already have in this line, so the left out number is 8. 7 is already there in this line, so we cannot write 7 over here, so 7 will find its place here. So the left out number is 5, which will find its place over here. Now when we look at this column, we just have one missing number, so we just need to identify and write it over in this box. So 1, 2 we have, 3 we have, 4 we have, 5 is the missing number. So again, after writing 5, we will find only one empty box, so we have to write that number over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 we have, so 8 is that missing number, which we have to write over here. Now when we look at this box, we need to identify the missing numbers. So 8 is one of the missing number. 8 we have in this line, so 8 will come over here. Now when we look at this column, we just have only one empty box. Now we have to identify that missing number. So 1 we have, 2 we have, 3 we have, 4, 5, 6. So 7 is the only missing number which will find its place over here. Now again we have only 2 missing numbers in this entire box. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the one missing number, and 8. 5 and 8 are the missing numbers. So since we have 8 in this line, we cannot write 8 over here, so 8 will find its place over here. So the remaining number is 5, which we'll find out here. Now coming to this box, we have 8 in this column. We have 8 in this column. We have 1 8 over here in this line. So the only place where we don't have any 8 is here. Now coming to the next missing number, it is 6. So 6 we have in this line. 6 we already have in this column. So 6 will find its place over here. Now when we look at this line, we just have one missing number, which is 1 we don't have 2, so 2 will find its place over here. Now 1, 2, 3, 4 and 7 are the missing numbers. 7 we already have here, so 7 will find its place over here, and 4 will find its place over here. Now we just have left with these 3 boxes, so we just need to identify the missing numbers. So 2, 4 and 6 are the missing numbers. So 6 we have in this line, we have a 6 in this line, so only place where we can write 6 is over here. Now 2 and 4, so 2 we have in this line, so 2 will find its place over here, and the remaining missing number is 4, which will find its place over here. So with this we have completed the Sudoku of the Hindu dated 14th October 2025. Thank you so much.